I'm gonna start this video with a hot take that I don't think anyone's said before. Markov is the hardest boss in the entire game. He's not even a side boss, he's the side of the side. How the hell am I still stuck on this? It was very recently that I made a couple videos talking about Terraria. It's a game that I only just discovered very recently, and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. So I definitely had 2D platformer like type games on the brain. Also, a few months ago we saw the release of Hollow Knight Silksong, which I'm still really hesitant to buy. It's been like I bought it like 2 months ago, and I still have. Anyway, moving on. And it all just kind of brought me back to a different time. A time where I discovered a new game, one that will quickly become one of my absolute favorites. Now you might be a bit confused why I compared it to Terraria. You know, while one is this quiet, introspective, and beautiful game, the other one is more like... What the fuck is going on? but you get the point, enough of the bullshit. So let's get started. Some games make you excited, some make you afraid, some make you angry. Few can even remain in your mind through nostalgia and a connection to a time long past. But even fewer can stick with you as that time long past, even if you completed only mere months ago. This video isn't going to be a hype fest. It won't involve me gushing about a variety of ridiculous and funny features a game I love may possess. To do this particular game justice, I can't really do it like that. That's why I'm talking a little bit slower, a little bit more edgy, and more or less copying Nick on this one. Sorry, Nick. Hollow Knight is more than just another game, another release, or another passion project made by 3 people. It's a somber journey through a vast, simple yet visually stunning and diverse world. But I won't spoil the rest of the video more than I already have. And if you're wondering about this later on, yes, I did restart my game in Steel Soul difficulty. I have no regrets. Let's actually move on from the introduction and drop into the Kingdom of Hallownest. You wake up in a desolate chasm, just a little bug armed with a small blade, trying to make sense of this mysterious place. I don't remember the exact moment that I knew this game was going to be something special, but it couldn't have been long. The first real sign of any sort of intelligent civilization is Dirtmouth, a town left abandoned and empty, all except for the Elder Bug. Darkness clouds the structures in the distance, mist streams slowly, and dust cakes the ground, telling you that there used to be something, but not anymore. This could be said for a great portion of the Kingdom of Hallownest. Cracks of clearly once gorgeous masonry, Mother Nature running amok. Additionally, and this might not seem much related, but the creatures in this world are very simple in design, hand-drawn even. This was likely to make them easier to animate, but I don't believe Team Cherry would have avoided making them look more realistic if it served the gameplay. But intentionally or not, it's a brilliant way of contrasting our main bug against the world around him. The gloomy environment stays still, lifeless, and highly detailed. Having this living, active, brightly coloured speck of breathing light be more simple in design makes the game look that much more superb. Now, although the world of Hallownest is, for the most part, abandoned in every sense of the word, the game is never truly portrayed as wholly sad. It could have been. The composer Christopher Larkin could have thought so too. But it's not quite as simple as that. We're going to be mentioning the soundtrack a lot in this video, I think. There's a calmness in the dark, a feeling of peace in the realm of nothing. This town wasn't ravaged by some unforeseen tragedy or wiped out by something that no one could have hoped to stop. It faded away. It was forgotten. The Elder Bug remains, not as a survivor, but as a remnant. The majesty of Hollow Knight lies with the beauty within decay and ruin. And besides, you're not the only one left. Just the existence of such cheerful figures such as Cornifer, a keen explorer, and Salubra, a happy charm seller, doesn't show the world as tragic or post-apocalyptic. It's just empty, lonely. You could even say hollow. Ignoring these pompous art and joy comments for a short while, I'll turn your attention over to the technical aspects, the combat, the movements. And they still don't disappoint. Your little bug is small, and so its movements are quick and fluid, something displayed in full scale. The game starts off quite slow in this regard, literally and figuratively. You don't move very fast. It's once you progress further into the game that you are truly rewarded. Dashing and wall climbing, moving at hyperspeed are of course satisfying in their own right, but it's more than that. It's very common in games for movement and combat mechanics to become second nature and enjoyable to the fullest extent, but it's more than that still. The further you get, the more each boss fight is smooth and graceful, almost like a dance, because it only gets faster, the dodges feel more elegant, making each time you stun them that much more rewarding. Additionally, the basic melee attacks allow you to hit an enemy from above and perpetually pogo above them if you're precise enough, something very satisfying with some enemies, I'll tell you that. One more note, to add to the idea that the world is populated by insects, your trusty weapon is not a sword, but a needle, tiny, seemingly insignificant to us, but when properly taught, can be fit to destroy gods. Much like the knight himself. When I first played this game and saw the world in Dirtmouth, I had a big concern in my mind that the entire game would be set underground. That the entire game would just be an endless series of caves. And I was right, that's exactly what it turned out to be. But somehow, even despite this fact, each area managed to provide a completely unique feeling while still maintaining that comfortable darkness I spoke so much about. Look no further than each area's soundtrack, one of which I'm sure will be playing for you lovely folks right now. I don't know which one yet, but it'll be a good one, I'm sure. The world is vast and easy to get lost in, but unlike many other big worlds, getting lost is never boring or annoying. I could sit for hours just listening to the ambiences. The wide and embracing shrubbery of Greenpath, perpetual pitter-patters of rain in the City of Tears, the Crystal Peak, now that one's a favourite. And the Abyss, the empty black of the ancient basin. Not one moment spent in these was ever a moment poorly spent. I don't want to go into a deep dive in the story or risk spoiling the game for any of you. I'm sure there are people much better than me for that job. It's all much like in Dark Souls or those types of games, where most of the world building is developed through item descriptions, bits of NPC dialogue, or signs here and there. That's why I took that as a challenge, and on my second playthrough I took it upon myself to map out the entire story with every description. I didn't get very far, but I give a general direction at least. But that type of analysing and piecing together the plot like a puzzle is something I adore, especially when the end result is so original and interesting. It almost makes a lot of logical sense to have it structured this way. You're a little bug alone in a ruined world, with no one else to explain to you how it all went wrong. The key moments aren't just big because they're meaningful, but because you have yet to or only just understanding why they're meaningful. A vague final segment of the video, I understand, but if you know how it all went down, then you know. And if you don't, well, you got a good experience in your future, I'm sure. Now, the title I chose states that Hollow Knight is a work of art, and I mean that in every possible sense. So much of it has done what so many games fail to do. So much so that even if you don't enjoy this game, you cannot deny that it was handcrafted with care and effort behind each frame. But I didn't make this video just to tell you that the game is good. It's the highest earning indie game of all time. The name Hollow Knight is synonymous with quality, in anyone's eyes. The reason I made this video was to try and reignite that love, to try and bring you back to that feeling of discovery, of wonder, of joy, of pain. Every boss you've killed, every grub you've recovered, every time you enter a new area, every time you discover a new OP charm, and every time you knew, deep inside, that you had at the very least discovered something magical. And if you don't like Hollow Knight, and you think I'm a glazer or a meat writer or whatever, then yeah, you're probably right. But I hope you at least learned something new. Whether it be about the game itself, about the way people like to consume content, or that you're able to pogo on enemies, because that's probably going to be helpful if you don't like the game. And you know what? This video has kind of inspired me actually, so I vow that today, I will start Hollow Knight Silksong. And I'll see if it's as hard as people are suggesting. If you stuck around to the end, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you appreciated the type of video I'm sort of trying out right now. Even if you didn't, be sure to leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Oh yeah, I got one more message actually. JQUQ, I hope your life's going good. Since you're the only one, to my knowledge, who consistently watches our stuff, what do you think? What kind of videos do you like to see the most? You know, you've been part of the channel for holy shit 3 years. I'd be interested to hear your take. All right, that's all I got prepared. See ya.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. Bum to the bum to the bum to the bass. Bum to the bum to the bumper. Bum to the bum to the bum to the bass. Bum to the bum to the bumper.